2024 has been a sketchy year for betting on MMA. We've had more massive favorites lose than any other year I can remember. We've had more debuts have their hype train completely derailed. It has been a wild year. But we are still finding our spots. We are still up money on the year. And let's see if we can continue that success into UFC Vegas 92. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks. And I'm going to give you my bets for this weekend's UFC fight card. Before I do that, let me give you $50. Just go to WeWantPicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our betting partners, make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. As long as you use the link on our page and make an account using that link, we will get paid, and then I will slice off $50, and I will give it right back to you. WeWantPicks.com/bets, sign up using the link, make a deposit. You can use that money to become a premium member. You've heard the pitch before, but let's just remind you how it is the greatest value in this space. When you look across this space, when you look across the betting space for UFC, for MMA, there are obviously people out there selling a service, selling their picks, selling their bets. 99% of them are selling a Patreon, which is basically a Facebook page with a list of some picks and bets. We've taken that to a completely different level. If you go to WeWantPicks.com and you click Become a Member at the top, you instantly unlock the entire website. This is a fully interactive, custom-built website for you. On this website are tools, picks, insight, far more than just me and Jacob. We have other analysts on there as well. We have an artificial intelligence. One of those tools is the line movement tracker. This is going to give you the opening odds, the current odds, the win probability, and the line movement for every fighter on every card. Another tool is the detailed data, metrics, and analytics. This is 38 columns of information that you can use to find spots, to avoid spots, to jump on a bet, stay away from a bet. I personally use it for the prop bets. On Fridays, DraftKings, BetOnline, and a few others like to drop these significant strike lines, the takedown lines. And this is the easiest way for me to very quickly, boom, here's the takedown defense. Here's how many takedowns the opponent gets. Here's how many strikes are landed. Here's how many times this dude gets blasted in the face in a minute. All of this and a million other things that I don't have time to mention are available. One single package, only $10 an entire month. UFC 302 is next week, or the next event, and that will be included in your membership. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's only $10 a month. Let's talk about UFC Vegas 92. Before I get into the bets, which I will do, let's talk in some generalities. Let's look at some confident favorites and some solid underdogs. I'll tell you right now, I was digging to find 4 favorites that I was confident enough to put on this slide. This is not an easy, straightforward card. We have a lot of fights with some really close matchups. We have a lot of fights with some caveats, with some risks, with long layoffs, with bad matchups. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here, but let's go ahead and break down what I've got going. Most confident favorites. There are 4. As I mentioned, I'm scraping. Abus Nurmagomedov, and there is no Nurma, it's just Abus Magomedov, is another one of the but I do think he wins this fight. Sometimes you just have to look at the opponent. Abus Magomedov has not been that guy. 2-fight skid. He got stopped by Sean Strickland, who at the time people said this guy has no power. Stopped him. Then he came back. Caio Borralho lost that fight. But those are 2 quality losses. Those are 2 guys. One went on to be a UFC world champion. The other one is still undefeated in the UFC, racking up wins. So Abus Magomedov, while he is on a bit of a skid, while he is not the guy everybody was hoping he would be, there are quality losses in there, and he still might be very good. We have to see. If he loses this fight, he's trash. He should be cut. I never want to see that name again. But he should win this fight. He's fighting Warlley Alves. Warlley's going to come forward. He's going to bomb away. He's a dog. He'll stay in your face. He will try to win these fights. But Abus is better everywhere. Literally everywhere he's better. Should be the better wrestler. Should have the better, more technical striking. He's physically a lot longer, should be stronger. He's got some better cardio. Is it great? No. Is it better than Warlley Alves? Yes. Abus should win that fight. And I think we're getting a little bit of a discount. Minus 255. I think that's because he is on a 2-fight skid, and people are worried. People saw what happened to Mateusz Rebecki last week, and people are starting to be a little more cautious with where they put their money, and I think this line reflects that, and I think that bodes well for people on the Abus side. Tom Nolan minus 450. Should win. better striker, more powerful guy, should win this fight. But he's winless in the UFC. Hype prospect, made his UFC debut, plunk, knocked out. And that's the story of this year. I do think he wins this fight, though. I think this is a great bounce back fight. My only concern is he was knocked out in his last fight. And sometimes when strikers get finished, it adjusts how they fight. Maybe he won't be the forward, aggressive, stay-in-your-face guy in this fight. But that's who he is, and that's who he needs to be. So I still think Tom Nolan wins, but again, questionable card. Then we got Temba Garimbo. I'll tell you right now, I have a bet on Temba. I'll show you on the next slide. Temba Garimbo is a guy that is very well-rounded, should win this fight. He can wrestle. He can defend takedowns. He's got a little bit of power. We saw that in his last fight. He can also play on the outside and be a technical guy. But his coach's mother just died. I have no idea how meaningful that is, meaning I don't know if this relationship is he was living at his coach's house and the mother was taking care of him and he sees her as his own mother, or if he's literally never met her and it's like, yeah, that sucks for my coach. I also don't know if his coach left. And you guys might know these things. I'm sorry if I don't. The coach might have left. His mom died. He might have left. Like, sorry, bud. I got to go back home to take care of family stuff. So I don't know the dynamics there. I do know Temba was crying about it. Understandable. And I just don't know how much it actually will affect him or will not affect him. Because of that, I don't know. I don't know. I have him right here as a confident favorite because if we remove the emotional aspect of it all, and we just look at the skills, we look at his opponent's 2-year layoff, I think Temba wins this fight, and I think we have a discount on him as well at minus 140. His opponent's a very good world-level grappler, but Temba's got good takedown defense, and as long as he doesn't do any stupid shit like shooting takedowns himself, he should be able to win this fight. And then we have Omar Sy. This is a UFC debut. This is also a guy that has his third opponent in 2 weeks. His original opponent dropped. Then Mackenzie Dern's husband stepped up, or boyfriend, whatever the hell he is. He dropped. And then now we have a brand new opponent, Takaminos. And that guy is stepping up on short notice. Congratulations to him. Thank you for keeping this fight on the card. He's basically a grappler and he can get chinned. Omar Sy is a beast of a strike. He's got insane power. He's insanely athletic. He's super fast and he can go to a decision. I think Sy wins this fight. I think he wins inside the distance. And I think the chinny grappler gets chinned. But Umar is a UFC debut, and we have seen multiple UFC debuts, especially the heavier gentlemen, not have the most amount of success. If we look at underdogs, you could quite literally, this would be a fun experiment. I'm not going to do it, but I'll look at it. I wonder if I put $100 on every single underdog on this card, if I would make money. I bet I would. I think there's going to be a lot of dogs on this card making stuff happen. I think there really will be. Every single one of these fights I can look at, make an argument for why the favorite should win, and then immediately make an argument why the underdog should win. And I'm talking about beyond just, it's a fist fight, anything could happen, like a genuine, well thought out argument. This is a tough card on paper. Edson Barboza is a dog. Edson Barboza is a tried and true entity. He has fought some of the best people on planet Earth in a couple of different weight classes. He has knocked out some of the best people on the planet. He has submitted some of the best people on the planet. He's one of the most well-rounded guys in that division. And he's fighting Lerone Murphy, who is also very good. A good striker, busy striking, good takedowns. Edson Barboza is the better fighter without question pretty much everywhere. But Lerone Murphy is younger. Is he a touch faster? Is he going to do a better job? Strike, wrestle? I don't know. We did watch Bryce Mitchell, who is not known for his power or his striking, drop Edson Barboza. That's a little concerning. But Edson did just win in a main event against another young prospect. I think Edson's a great underdog here, and I think he can win this fight. And he is certainly, without question, Lerone Murphy's toughest test. And this is Lerone Murphy's first main event. Like, there's a lot going on here, and this might work out well for the veteran. Tamiris Vidal, plus 270. Tamiris Vidal is one of the biggest dogs on this card. And I kind of get it, right? In her last fight, she was a big favorite, and she shit the bed. She did not look good. She got taken down a few times. Her striking was bad. Just didn't look good. But then that woman, Montserrat Rendon, went on to look pretty good in her next fight. Tamiris Vidal, at the end of the day, is still big. She's a former soccer player, so she's got those big legs, and she can chop. She's strong. She's a BJJ brown belt. And she is tough. And she's aggressive. And she's fighting Melissa Gatto, and I get it. Melissa Gatto is a very good grappler, a better grappler credential-wise, but Melissa Gatto struggled to get her takedowns in her last fight. Melissa Gatto stepping up on short notice. Melissa Gatto hasn't won a fight in 2 years. Melissa Gatto is going up in weight. I think these odds are way wide, so I think you're going to get some good value on Tamiris Vidal. Ariana Carnelozzi, that is Jacob's underdog lock of the week. And frankly, if she wasn't coming off back surgery and a 2-year layoff, she's probably the favorite in this fight. So I think you're getting unusually wide odds because of the layoff. Her opponent, Pereira Rodriguez, is good. She's not amazing, but she's good. Pereira Rodriguez can come forward, stay busy, try to stay in your face, try to work in some grappling, all those things. But if Ariane comes back as strong as she ever was, as sturdy as she ever was, and she can drag Pereira to the ground or defend the takedowns and then just bomb away on her feet. Ariana Carnelozzi is a physical specimen that could win this fight on physicality alone. And then we got Carlson Harris. He has proven to us that he is tough. In his last fight, he was getting smoked. He was going to lose a decision. He was a few minutes away from losing a decision, just getting out grappled, sort of pushed around, taken down, whatever. And then he found his opportunity, he seized it, and he won that fight by submission. And that shows you that he doesn't quit, and it shows you that he is a tough guy. Carlson Harris could absolutely win this fight, especially against somebody like Chaos Williams, who has been known to be a little iffy and make some mistakes. Let's take a look at my actual bets. So it's a little light this week. While I do have 3.5 units on the board, they're not very diverse. One of these fights was canceled, and I had it in a parlay. So then I ended up with a larger than I would probably have normally done money line on Abus Magomedov, and I had to redo that parlay. But I do have 3.5 units on the board. First of all, half a unit on Temba Greenbow. I placed that bet before the coach's mom died. I did get good odds on it, -128, and I do think he wins. I just don't know what that added level of emotion does here. I don't know if it changes anything. I literally have no idea. How many times didn't Brett Favre's dad die and then he had like the best game of his life? Something like that. Maybe we have a situation like that here. Maybe Temba Greenbow comes out there, flatlines Ramiz the exact same way he did Pete Rodriguez in his last fight. Or maybe he comes out, he's just flat, emotionally drained. I don't know. I probably would not have placed this bet if I had known what happened to the coach's mom, right? I placed the bet, then that happened. The line still did move, though. He's -140 now, so I guess the rest of the world is not as worried as I am. Then I have 2 different parlays with Omar Sy. The first one was canceled because that was his last opponent. That was Mackenzie Dern's husband, Antonio Tricoli. But what happens when one part of the parlay drops is the other part remains. So this has basically converted to a money line bet on Abus Magomedov, a full unit at -250. I think Abus wins. I just talked about how and why. So it is what it is. I'm fine with that. Would I have normally done this? No. But you got the hand that you're dealt. I think Abus wins. He's probably better value than you're going to get on other parts of this card. He's fighting an older gentleman who gets finished. Abus should win this fight. Then I redid the Omar Sy parlay. It's him and Tom Nolan. It's -210. I think Omar Sy wins this fight. He's got a short notice guy. I think the guy is a beast. I am personally buying into the hype. I know how risky that is given other hype trains this year. But I think, sometimes you just got to trust. Sometimes you got to trust. Not only is he a hyped prospect who hits like a freight train, he's fighting a short notice guy who has been chinned and can get chinned. 1 + 1 does equal 2 sometimes. I have Omar Sy in a parlay with Tom Nolan. It looks like I'm overly exposed to Omar Sy. You guys know me. I am not going to have 2 fighters in anything. I'm not going to take the same person and overly expose myself to them. It's not going to happen. It looks like that's what I've got going on here. But again, the first Omar Sy parlay, he's out of that. That is basically just the money line for Abus. So I really only have the 1 unit relying on this UFC debut, Omar Sy, and I parlayed him with another very risky favorite in Tom Nolan. 1 unit returns 1.47. So basically almost half a unit profit there. And then I do have the safety parlay. Safety parlay is up and down. It has been very good in the long term. It is up money overall. It has been doing well. And then Mataus Rebecki came in and sort of fell a little flat. That is what it is. I can't even call that a bad read. Mateusz Rebecki went out there, fought his absolute ass off, looked pretty good. The eyes swelled shut, and then that's sort of when things went off the rails. But this week, minus 178, 1 unit on that, returns a little bit of profit. If the safety parlay hits this week, I will pat myself on the back and congratulate myself, because this week feels like it is just landmines. Like you're just like walking around in the jungles of a war, praying to God you don't step on a bomb and blow your legs off. That's what this feels like. But I am confident in the safety parlay. It is clearly my most confident bet, and it is a parlay, and I feel good about it. But let's just fingers crossed that this event doesn't end up being a wild, hot mess of a disaster. If you do want to unlock that safety parlay, check out the long-term success with that safety parlay. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's only $10. You're also going to get UFC 302 safety parlay and basically an entire month's worth of event. An entire month's worth of events content. That's a very oddly phrased sentence. Premium memberships for an entire month. You're going to get all the events within that month and not a calendar month, 30 days. What's today? The 18th? 17th? You sign up May 17th. You have full access till June 17th. Every single event in that window will be included. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Let's take a look at Jacob's teaser. Most of Jacob's bets are premium. Jacob has 5.4 units on the board as of right now. Obviously, as more props drop, he will likely place more bets. But as of right now, he's got 5.4 units on the board. That could return 16 units of net profit. There are a couple of conflicting ones in there, meaning win in this round, win in that round. But he's got a pretty diverse set of bets on the board here. He's got Ariana Carnelozzi. That is his underdog lock of the week. Money line on her at plus 160. He also went Ariana Carnelozzi wins inside the distance, decision, no action. What that means is if Ariana wins by finish, she submits Pereira, she knocks out Pereira, then Jacob will get paid at plus 170. If it goes to a decision, win or lose, Jacob will get a full refund on that. He got better odds on that than he did on the money line. And I think that's because the bookies think that it'll just refund. They think this fight ends up in a decision one way or another. But those are the two bets that I'll give you for free. The rest of them you do have to check out premium. He's got 5.4 total units as of right now. Like I said, there will be more bets coming once those props drop for the takedown, significant strikes, and all of that. You can unlock these at WeWantPicks.com. Just click Become a Member at the top. And don't forget about Bet Openly. We opened up this entire video showing you the odds for each fight. The second column on the odds are the Bet Openly odds. You are going to get better odds every single time, no matter what. And that's because it is peer-to-peer betting. It is person-to-person, human-to-human. I am betting you. I am not betting the SportsBook. And because they don't need to win the bets, they're just doing processing fees. They don't care who wins, and you get the better odds. There's not a 10% juice built into all of these. If you do want to try to take my actual money, Jacob's actual money, the lock of the week, the bet on Ariana Carnelozzi is up there. You can grab the other side with Pereira Rodriguez, and if you win, that's Jacob's money in your pocket. The anti-safety parlay, the way parlays work at Bet Openly is if any one of the fights lose, right? Here's my parlay. If one leg loses, you get paid out. You win. You don't need both sides to lose. You win if one leg loses. That is my advice to you. Go on Bet Openly, find parlays, and just bet the other side. This is a card where people inevitably parlay 3, 4, 5 fighters, and this is a weird card that will not work out. I think the easiest money you can make this weekend is going to Bet Openly, finding the longer tail parlays, and just betting the other side. Like, yep, one of these will break. One of these will break. One of these will break. And just spread your money out against a bunch of people chasing big payouts, and you should be good. Check them out. WeWantPicks.com/betopenly, or just go to betopenly.com. And don't forget, I will send you $50. WeWantPicks.com/bets. Use the link to sign up with any one of our partners, make a deposit, and we will send you $50 as a thank you.